Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, I'm going to demonstrate my perspective on the difference between optimism and reality. Is there really a fine line between optimism and reality? Facing the many realities of today, individuals have the opportunity to perceive the world in any which way they choose. The question then comes to be whether that individual's perspective is fleeting optimism, didactic reality, or even suffocating pessimism. Understanding disposition in the world becomes coherent when one chooses to understand people's diverse conditionings. The teachings of our religions, our cultural backgrounds, and our environments, both at home and at school, cause an individual to perceive the world in the reality of their dispositions. Viewing this from an outside perspective may lead to one realizing the very fine line between optimism and reality, and that it is determined from the perspective of the viewer and not the individual himself. Furthermore, these conditions of optimism and reality stand true to today as one takes a look to the multitude of perspectives when it comes to our own realities. The reality of Bill Gates and his actions is perceived by society as a philanthropist project, while Bill Gates himself suggests that it is more of a moral obligation or even a duty for billionaires to donate to those in need all around the world. His character is motivated by the harsh realities of human hardship. From hunger in India to malaria in Africa, Bill Gates is inspired by a dream of a world without hunger and a world without disease. Believing in others to donate to help the less fortunate is Bill Gates' optimism. But the reality is that he uses this money and his money to create good because he must. The actions and the wishes that one decides to make may embody optimism and it may embody faith, but such is the reality that Bill Gates and each and every one of us do on a daily basis. We can recognize this persistence and we can recognize this determination from the outside as optimism, but each choice that we make is derived from the realities of our own lives. For example, the persistence and the will of Anna Young Park, a Norwalk local, allowed her to succeed through the struggles of poverty to make it to one of the best schools in the country, Stanford. To make it to Stanford, Anna had to face the fact that it would take more than just optimism to succeed. From the outside, her efforts seemed to find through every cloud, through every struggle, through every test, turn, and competition. Such drive to make it through these daily problems and succeed at everything was the reality of her immigration. Her parents had worked tirelessly for her to have a better life, and in return, Anna made sure to give it her all to every single problem so that she could succeed. This undying determination and this undying will to succeed does of course come from her optimism, but the efforts that she needed was the reality of trying to become the best. Having optimism wired within our brains is no mistake. It can help guarantee success from athletes to entrepreneurs. Those who look to have greater achievement from the contingencies of life look ahead through the struggles because they're hopeful of a prospect ahead. Alongside diminishing the stresses of our lives, from anxiety of the future or regret of the past, optimism strengthens the individual's character through their struggles because they are aware of the possible reality of failing. If they maintain such of that optimism and they succeed with their goals, that will become their reality. Therefore, this would entirely forward that reality can take a variety of stances. Those who choose to understand these viewpoints from other people's realities may come to be enlightened in clarifying such as optimistic, or even contrarily pessimistic. The difference between reality and optimism is that one views their own optimism as reality. Whether we are optimistic or if we're pessimistic, how we confront our problems is going to be normal to us. The proof is in the pudding. The truth is in the data. The reality is our science, it is our conditioning, and it is our perspective. Optimism is subjective. Thank you.